Hundreds of years have passed since pilgrims in their thousands were drawn to Pardsey Island. Drawn there by the special peace that they would find at the edge of the Western world. With only the setting sun and the vast ocean between them and the unknown.
And when Hugh first, put that concept out there, I was hooked because I think it's fantastic.
The diverse scenery, the changing terrain.
I would say that it's one of the best. Hugh and Dilys organised this impeccably.
I have to say it was a great event. It was well marked. The marshals were brilliant. The organisation was spot on.
I think it's just from the start to the end, it's just one great day out, one adventure.
And for me, I like the idea that there's an added element here, that it is the pilgrimage, that there is the historical aspect, for some a religious aspect.
This trail entwines with the North Wales coastal path, giving spectacular views from inland to the coast. Here at Aberdaron. The trail links ancient churches dedicated to the saints of the 6th century with the race starting here at Bangor Cathedral.
It is a combination, there are flip sides to the coin, of excitement and nervousness. And the excitement is there, it builds, the competitors are excited, and especially with this being a new race. And everyone has a buy-in, everybody has got somebody who's involved or they want to be involved next year, so everybody's got a little bit of buy-in. So the excitement is there, but also because it was new and we don't know what to expect, nerves are there too.
I initially turned up thinking it would be outside in the grounds and there was nobody there, so I was like a bit, this is strange. So then just the doors for the cathedral was open, so I went in and it's just like, wow, absolute amazing, spine tingling.
St Daniel's Cathedral is established in the middle of the 6th century. It's originally a monastery, and then by 15 years later it becomes a cathedral. It's the second oldest diocese in Wales. Contains some fantastic relics, although the building you're seeing today is mostly 16th century.
The briefing inside the cathedral was really emotional, to be honest, and we really did feel like pilgrims about to set off on a big journey. And even though I was born in Bangor and I grew up locally, I'd never been inside the cathedral before.
Today, and you all get a free digital photograph. I'll be sending you a link from that. But we've got a picture on the wall there of the Winter Ultra, and that's at Mount Cathedral, and that's Gordon Hughes when he arrived. He was a little bit tired.
I thought it was great. I thought it was inspiring, but also daunting as well. I often find churches can be quite intimidating, and along with apprehension of what was about to come along the run, it was quite a nervy moment really. But Hugh was fantastic. The actual sort of grandeur of the cathedral was amazing, and I think Hugh lightened the spirit and really sort of gave everybody inspiration that they needed to kind of get cracking and get started. So no, it was absolutely a brilliant place to start the run.
Soak it all up, enjoy it guys. I think it's quite a spectacular starting place. Once again, thanks ever so much. Start line for 5 to 10. Thank you. Big round of applause to yourselves. Well done. First of all, give yourselves a round of applause, everybody, for completing. Everybody took part. Well done. Fantastic. I can't thank you all enough for holding on since 2020, 2021 till yesterday when it actually went live. It was warm, wasn't it? Incredible day yesterday. For us as race organisers, we didn't have any major incidents. So for the first Pilgrims60, first of many, a wonderful start. It was our first ever point-to-point race, finishing off in Aberdaron. It was the first time we've used a moving vehicle from Aberdaron to take everybody to the start.
I oversimplify things. I initially thought Bangor to Aberdaron would be along the coast and it'd be flat, except for the Ravel, and I was a bit wrong.
I'd always wanted to do the full route, something that we planned to do as a group of people in Easter 2020 before COVID hit. Now, unfortunately then people got married, had kids, moved on, and therefore I was left on my own. So I thought, great, I'll do 2 days solo, and then the hard bit, the last 60, I'll do as part of the Pilgrims60 with the support of control points, route marking, and people to support me. So that was a good plan.
I'm based in Manchester, but I've always sort of, spent a lot of time down on the Llyn Peninsula and really love running down there. I think the scenery is absolutely stunning. So any opportunity to kind of run down there is great. And, when it's a competitive run, all the better really. I think the fact it was a new event, that was a big pull. And also knowing that it was a kind of a Pilgrims trail we're going to be following as well was nice to have as well.
I liked the look of the route. Even though I'm a local, it took me a lot of new paths, and I knew the scenery would be stunning and that the organisation and the food at the checkpoints would be top notch.
Cheers. It is different, and I think what I want to give every time is a positive experience. What I want to give every time is the opportunity to experience what we've got here to offer. Not just the Llyn, because this time as well, of course, it was Snowdonia, it was more. And for what it meant personally, I don't think you can ever really anticipate what these races mean to people on a personal level.
When I originally signed up, I probably thought it was just going to be a gentle run along the coastal path. So when I got the actual sort of route and saw where it went, I was a little bit apprehensive about all the hills. So I was really just desperate to finish, really. The actual most difficult obstacle on the race was definitely the hills, the ups as well as the downs. In fact, the downs were probably just probably more difficult actually than some of the ups.
I think it was the heat for me, because it was such a nice day, and the first part from Bangor to Aberdaron really was boiling. It was a hot day, and just the climbs, some of the climbs, I just felt like every climb we had was in a sun trap. We were just boiling.
For me, it was lack of time to train. I've got a full-time job as a GP and I work extra hours in the hospital and have 3 kids. So this is always a challenge, but it's been trickier than usual recently.
Before the race, I think I was clear, and we did the race, we marked the route, and I was staggered by its beauty. But it's technically difficult, and I think the terrain is so varied. I know we describe it as a multi-terrain event, but it is so varied, from mountains to marsh to beach to woodland to just unbelievable. An absolutely stunning route.
The pilgrims would come past here, and because Bano is so heavily venerated, people truly believed that water from his well would cure ills. But to sort of take it to the next level, many people would take water, scrape stone from his chapel, mix it in and drink it to think it would give them even more curative powers.
Some good views so far, sure. Enjoy the view. It's really lovely, yeah, but yeah, water would be lovely. Oh, coffee.
Coffee.
Oh yeah, that's
Coffee.
It's bold and dangerous, and I might throw up, but yeah, just a little coffee.
The church coffer here was carved out of a single piece of wood, and clearly it was as strong as any strong box you could imagine. Donations from pilgrims were inserted in the slot in the top. They would probably offer a votive prayer or spend some time getting some hospitality, and then the two locks kept it tightly bound.
I don't know what would keep people running. For me, I like the idea that there's an added element here, that it is the pilgrimage, that there is the historical aspect, for some a religious aspect. The stamps that we collected in the passports along the way, I thought just added another element.
I love the stamps, though my piece of paper was getting really crumpled and bedraggled by the end.
On the stamps, I have stamps for the whole route, so I'd done them all the way from Holyhead. The passport was a bit mangled by that stage, but the Pilgrim Trust people are going to send me a fresh one with fresh stamps for them all, so I can get it framed, so that's something to look forward to. Done 80 miles before, the main expectation for the Pilgrims60 was just to get round in the cut-off.
I bought myself a can of Coke when I got to the top of the hill at Trevor.
I'd had very poor sleep for the past 2 days, aching legs the night before after the 80 miles I'd covered in 2 days, and then the salted potatoes at Nantes were just epic. Met some great people. I wish I could remember the names, but I'm rubbish with names. Some great chats, great banter.
I think the Avon climb was for me because I had it in my head that I think as an ultra runner we simplify things and we just simplify everything. And for me it's like, I'll reach Avon, then I'll be home. But from the start to the end, it's just one great day out, one adventure.
Yeah, I think the sort of the diverse scenery, the changing terrain, I think the challenges of the ups and downs, I think that was the part that really sort of got me. And then as you sort of drop down onto the coastal path and the stunning views you get there as well, I think that was what really made it for me.
The church we're in now is mainly 15th century, but again, as it is attested to St Beno, it is a 6th century site. St Beno used this eventually as a hermitage cell. Pilgrims later came and this ended up as a a rest area for pilgrims. The floor, as you can see, is even today is traditionally strewn with rushes, and services are held here infrequently, but monthly and at Christmas.
My main aim was to get a good day out and to enjoy myself. This tends to be my plan for all my runs. So to finish it happy and uninjured, and everything else is a bonus. I think in ultras you can't really worry about pace or what others are doing, so go at a pace that suits you and then just try to keep moving.
What time did the start?
10 o'clock this morning. Yeah.
These are the Anelog stones here in St Huin's Church. They were found a couple of miles north from here, up at Mynydd Anelog, which is probably the original monastic site associated here in Aberdaron. The two of them have probably inscribed by the same hand, judging by the way the letters are cut. The left-hand stone, translated in English, says Verasius lies here. But the right-hand stone is a little more interesting. Senecus the priest lies here with the multitude of his brethren. This is probably what gave rise to the legend of 20,000 saints buried on Bardsey.
I knew the night time was going to be hard because I was going to be tired after two days previously. So mentally I said I wanted to get to Nant before nightfall, and then I had my bag and I'd see how we got on from there. But to be honest, just kept running, kept going. Apart from the last 10 miles when the wheels started to come off.
Oh my goodness, it was definitely the last 20 miles, especially the coastal path near Porth Coleman. The path is narrow and on a camber, and the cows have been there over winter, churning up the ground and making it really tricky to run on.
Whilst the scenery is stunning, it's very flat, so your eye can't get drawn sort of too far, so I found that sort of quite tough. And then I found the last quarter sort of really tough emotionally as well, so that was quite hard work. I think obviously the draining nature of the course sort of settled in by that point.
Now, yesterday, because it was the first race, we didn't even know if people were going to finish it, which they did. First overall, and an amazing time was near Alberson at 11 hours 22. Big round of applause for Nia.
I was really surprised to come in first. I certainly wasn't expecting it. And for me, the last 20 miles felt really tough. And a massive welcome from all the marshals.
Certainly I did much better than I thought. You know, I was hoping just to get through to the end, and I did quite well. So I was the first man home, second overall.
I think everybody who's been a part of this should be proud. And its success you'll have to measure in different ways. For some it was not just a completion, you know, there was so much more to it, and we saw that on the finish line. So I think it's been personal for everyone. For me to start with, I thought just getting one person over the line safely means we've done our bit. But then you saw what it meant to everybody crossing that. There were lots of tears. There were personal stories and pilgrimages. Seriously, there were, which made it bigger in the end than I thought it was going to be.
Bangor. Yndi?
Yeah, I suppose I have to blow my own trumpet a bit here. I think I did look much better than I thought I was going to. As I say, I just wanted to get round and finish. Came 27th, I think, overall, which, you know, was pretty good, I think, given that I'd done 80 miles beforehand. It's amazing what your body can put up with.
Well, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, a massive thank you, especially to the event crew. Dilys, where are you? There. Dilys, thanks ever so much for all your hard work, as well as everybody else who's been helping. You've got Julianne, you've got Liz, you've got Paul, you've got David, you've got lots of other people who I'll forget or start crying, I don't know. Massive thanks to Bangor Cathedral for whoever picked up that phone in 2018. Said, yes, you can do your briefing for the race in the cathedral, because that was very kind of them. I was going to say, this is the first ever Pilgrims60. Next year, once again, we're going to get bigger. We're going to be doing the Pilgrims60 again. We're going to be doing a marathon distance from Nancyfane into Aberdaron, and we're going to be doing a crude, like how Andrew did from Holywell to the finish. So there is something for everyone. Once again, big round of applause. Thanks ever so much, and we'll see you next year.